Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to episode 16 of Coffee Talk Live. This is the show where my guests and I explore what it means to live a sustainable, healthy life as mothers, as women, in the home, and in the community. I'm your host, Connie Pastorius, online fitness coach and founder of Pastorius Fitness, which is coaching for the busy mom who is ready to gain confidence, feel complete and calm amidst the chaos of running a family. So I'm also the founder here of Strong as a Mother, Happy and Healthy Living, which is a community Facebook group for moms to set the new standard of what it means to feel supported with fitness, with nutrition, no fad diets, no MLM, no BS. So do me a favor, drop a 1 in the comments if you're watching live or a 2 if you're catching the replay. And either way, please don't be shy. I want to hear your voice. So it's never too late to join in on the conversation. And if you're watching on YouTube, please click the link in the description to join this group of awesome moms who want to see you win just as much as I do. Now let's get to the reason why we're all here today. So I'm super excited for you to meet today's guest because she and I share a passion for helping moms improve their relationship with food and exercise by making it a part of self-care. My guest is coming to us all the way from Egypt, and she's an online health coach and Pilates instructor. So please welcome with me to the group, Yasmine Tarek. Good morning, good afternoon, Yasmine.
Good afternoon and good morning. Hi. Good to be here.
I am so happy to see you. Tell me, what are you drinking this afternoon? What's in the cup?
I've got my first batch of kombucha. I've been trying so hard and every time it comes out horrible. This is my first successful batch and I've got blueberries in there, so yay.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe, I didn't know you could make kombucha. Tell me the short version of how you do that.
Well, you need to get the scobies. So you need someone that has already been doing that. And then just tea, sugar, first fermentation, you just leave it for a week. After that, you can then infuse it with whatever you want to. And like I said, I'm still a complete beginner and I've been making them and tossing them out because they used to taste horrible. But this is the first batch that's actually drinkable. So yay.
That's really cool. Cheers. I'm clearly on my second cup of coffee.
Nice.
I went to a local coffee roaster. It's called Kinship in my neighborhood. And we needed to pick up more coffee. I was with my husband and my daughter. So while I was ordering just drinks for us, I told my husband to go pick out a bag of coffee. And he happened to buy the $50 bag, which was like 2 pounds of coffee. So my mistake of sending him off and just picking whatever. But the truth is, like, we'll drink it all anyways. So I'm really excited to have this coffee. It's like slightly fruity, but not obnoxiously. And I'm feeling good today. I'm so happy to see you. So let's dive in. Let's start this conversation about emotional eating, because I feel like every woman, every mom can relate to this on some level. And as coaches, we often find our clients having a particular attachment to food. So tell me your thoughts on finding joy and seeking comfort in it.
I love talking about this topic. I love this topic because, like you said, I almost never had a woman or a mom talk to me and not mention emotional eating. And the women would say, but you know what? My problem is that I enjoy food. My problem is that I love food. And that's not a problem. You are supposed to enjoy food. You know, I like saying that food is meant to be enjoyed, because if it wasn't, it would not have come in all these flavors, colors, shapes, textures, smells, all of this. This is It's all part of the experience. So should you seek comfort in food? Yes, you should seek comfort in food. Absolutely. That's one of the purposes of food, you know, like otherwise it would have been like some fuel injection machine and you just take the dose and you're done for the day. But no, you're meant to enjoy the food. So please go and enjoy the food.
I totally agree. When I moved to New York too, like I live in a city that has the most diverse, incredible food culture, food experience, and living specifically in Queens, people say that the world lives in Queens because this is the most culturally diverse neighborhood in New York City, if not possibly the whole country. We even have a little part of my neighborhood called Little Egypt, which has a ton of, well, it has hookah bars, but it has a ton of like Egyptian and that kind of cuisine there. So I love exploring that too. So let's talk. I'm on the same page as you. Like food is meant to be loved. I feel like I'm getting excited just talking about it.
Yes.
So let's talk for a bit. What does emotional eating, why does it happen in the first place? And how would you define it?
All right. So I think you've probably heard this before also, like you'd get moms telling you it's been a long day. I finally got the kids to bed. I've done so much. And then I've got this chocolate bar in the fridge and I want to like, you know, reward myself because it's been such a long day. And then what happens is you would go to or they would like, whoever goes to the fridge, get the chocolate. And then in your head, it's like, okay, I'm just going to have one square. But then this conversation starts in your head of, oh my God, I shouldn't be eating this chocolate. Oh, but you've been doing so well the whole day and now you're going to eat this chocolate and you're going to ruin everything you've done for the whole day. And as you eat the chocolate, it's like, oh my God, but you have no self-control. You're always going to be fat. You're never going to lose the weight. And there's all these thoughts spiraling out of control in your head, right? And so instead of using that chocolate to actually help you like feel better, it usually ends up with like feelings of shame and guilt, and you end up feeling even worse. So when this happens, things just get out of control, and then people feel like, okay, I was just gonna have a bar of chocolate, a square of chocolate, and now it's a bar, and then I'm gonna eat more, and then screw this, and I have no self-control, and then it did not serve the purpose. And I guess the problem here is that the women, sorry, he loves coming on my lives.
Who is this?
That's my son. That's Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
So the problem here is that women don't give themselves permission to enjoy the food. And this is very common because most of the day, the moms are running around trying to feed the kids and just, you know, eating whatever they could. And then at the end of the day, when they actually have the time to sit down and enjoy it, they don't give themselves. Did you just go? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I completely agree with you here. And a lot of times we find that women go on these and men, but we're talking about women, they go on these very restrictive diets where they eat celery juice in the morning and then they eat a small salad in the afternoon. And all they think about is what they can't have. I can't have bread. I can't have pizza. I can't have chocolate. So at the end of the day, when they're emotionally depleted and tired and just want to feel something and want to feel satisfied, that chocolate bar is looking real tasty. And then we're exhausted, we're frustrated, we're tired. So we end up eating it and we just get those few seconds of satisfaction, but then immediately is the feelings of shame and guilt. And I agree. So you were saying, why it happens in the first place and this conversation that goes on in our heads.
Yeah. So it's just about giving yourself permission and that you should enjoy food. No, you're not being funny now. Come on. No, come on. No. Okay. It's we're off foods and everything. Yeah. So like I said, it's just because the women aren't giving themselves the permission to enjoy the things. And I think the issue here is not that emotional eating is bad. The only issue here is that for a lot of women, they don't have another outlet for the stress other than eating. So you want to use eating to comfort yourself, but you also want to have other options and other things where instead of, like getting rid of your evening stress using food 7 days a week, you want to do it like 2-3 times a week where you actually sit down and enjoy things. And then for the rest of the week, you've got other activities and other hobbies and other things that you can use to fill your cup, because this is what's it all about. It's about filling your cup. But if you're using that chocolate to fill your cup, but instead of actually filling your cup, you're rather talking to yourself negatively, then it's not doing the job. And it's just going to leave you feeling even worse.
I agree. The idea that, so when we become parents, often we lose our ability to go and do the things that we enjoy because, date night is often not an option, or going to the gym or knitting or just whatever other activities it is that we find fulfillment and we find happiness. We don't have that time and that opportunity anymore. So the only thing that we do have that's always available is food and television. But within the context of emotional eating, I have this really interesting story that a client of mine, a few weeks ago, we were talking about the stories we tell ourselves. And one thing that she realized, like her light bulb moment, was something that I ended up keeping for my coaching, because what she said was absolutely like the complete summary, the complete, goal of what we're going after here with nutrition. And she said, moderation is not a punishment. And she was doing that. She was talking about this. Yeah. In the context of just, like, go out for ice cream, just get one scoop, go out for pizza, just eat one slice. That it's not something that you should feel bad about, or that you're not giving yourself enough by stuffing yourself and feeling like eating until you feel sick, but to relearn what it means to have enough allows for this Absolutely. Ability to have that comfort, to have that connection. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So whenever we talk about emotional eating with our clients, what are some of the things that you do recommend for them? You started talking about replacing their comfort and their abilities to seek happiness in other ways. But what else do you do for your clients or suggest for them?
All right. So I like to first is that you need to come up with other activities to do. So like I said, rather than seeking comfort in food 7 nights a week or 7 days a week, you're doing it for 5 days a week, and then you've got other stuff. So it was also a recommendation from one of the members on my program, when she said she's got this box and she puts stuff like she likes to knit, or like whatever it is, things that you can do at home. So whether it's knitting, reading, coloring, painting, whatever it is, and you've got this box and you've got this stuff in there, and it's where you sit. So if, like, in your family room or whatever you spend the most, leave that box there. So it's easier to reach out into chocolate in the fridge.
I feel like every mom is relating to.
What do I feel like? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I was saying, so I feel like every
asking
mom.
yourself, what do I feel like tonight? Do I feel like the chocolate? Or do I feel like coloring? And whatever the answer is, then you do that. And when you do that, you want to give yourself permission to fully enjoy it. So, which brings me to the next point of what I tell my clients. When you sit down to eat something, you want to use all of your senses. So, and I love telling everyone the story of this yoga festival I went to, like maybe 15 years ago. And it was a very long day, one of those, and one of the days of the festival. And it was the last session before dinner is going to be served. And we got this couple come in and they said they're going to do a meditation with a raisin. And everyone was just looking like, what the hell are you guys talking about? So they went around and they were distributing raisins on everyone. Like each one gets one raisin, all right? And we're starving by then. And then they're like, all right, so take the raisin, move it in your palm, like touch it with your fingers, feel the texture. And we're meditating on this, like we're taking time doing this. And then they said, all right, now place the raisin on your tongue and play around with it inside your mouth and feel the textures. First of all, like first we had to smell it, then place it on the tongue, feel it, move it around, and then take one bite, feel the juice coming out. So we were going through this 20-minute meditation, eating one raisin. And we've used all of our senses. And I'm not joking, but we finished this meditation and all of us felt full. We were not hungry anymore.
That's so awesome.
Used all the senses. And this is the thing. So in the evening, when you're reaching out for that chocolate bar, give yourself permission to enjoy it. And then slow down. Like really, really, really enjoy it. So smell it, break it, include your hands, touch it, break it with your hands, place it on your tongue, feel it melting on your tongue. It's an amazing experience. And if you treat food like the amazing experience it is, then it becomes very rewarding. And you want to be aware of the thoughts going on in your head. So you gave yourself permission to enjoy it. So now you're actually going to enjoy it, rather than these negative thoughts that go on in your head that stops you from enjoying it. And if you enjoy it, you'll find that less is doing the job. And this is what we want. So then you're not overeating and you're actually enjoying and you're taking the full experience.
I love that for a few reasons. So you keep saying, give yourself permission, give yourself permission. And it reminds me of like how many times I say the word relax in a yoga class, because until we get
for some
that.
reason I can't hear you. I don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
I can see you talking. I can read your lips. But
Testing. What about now? Can you hear me?
The voice is gone. Oh my God.
That's okay. I'm going to keep chatting because I love this conversation. And, we'll keep going. What about now? Okay, so while Yasmine is working on her audio, I'll keep talking about this. So I say the word relax a million times when I teach a yoga class, and I say breathe a million times because these are things that we don't hear all the time in our life, right? We hear a lot of stress responses, or we hear our kids screaming, and what we don't hear, we don't get these cues from other people to relax, to breathe, these little reminders. So when I teach yoga, when I teach mindfulness or breathing, I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to your unconscious, because we're starting to retrain our brains. We have to retrain and decondition ourselves from what we understand to be true and the cues that we hear all the time. Because in our heads, we're often telling ourselves, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough, you're not strong enough, you can't handle this. So I, as the coach, am saying to you and saying it over and over again to relax, to relax. So what Yasmine was doing was she's saying, give yourself permission, and saying it over and over again is something that we have to do for ourselves. Because when you take away the sinfulness and when you take away the taboo element of chocolate or of eating the things that you're not supposed to have, then you don't want it anymore. Because what happens when you go on a no carb diet and you can't have pizza? The first thing what you think about all the time, pizza. I just want pizza. I'm going to eat the salad, but I really want pizza. And devoting all this mental energy to something that you can't have, it's depleting you. And at the end of the day, you're like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to fail this diet anyways. So I'm just going to eat the pizza. So what we do is, like my client Victoria said once, is look at this as moderation, not being a punishment, and giving yourself permission to enjoy the food. Because for me, what I believe is that, like Yasmine was saying, there are these amazing foods, and food connects us to our heritage, to our family, to different cultures in this very positive way. And I never want anybody to feel like they can't experience that. They can't experience their grandma's favorite apple pie, or they can't experience the amazing food culture that is in New York City or that is in Egypt. And when you give yourself permission to start having this positive relationship with food, then you're able to enjoy it in moderation. And like Victoria, my client, said, that's not a punishment. That's just relearning balance and learning harmony. Welcome back, Yasmine. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes, that was weird.
It's all right. I feel like you and your son being on this show, it speaks to like every mom that's watching. So like it's just par for the course at this point. It's no problem at all. I was just talking about the way that you're repeating, giving yourself permission, and how important it is to hear that over and over again and to start believing it.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
So I think you were starting to talk about one of your clients, or was that?
No, I was telling you about like enjoying the experience.
Yes.
So make it fully enjoyable, like indulge yourself, like go into the experience fully. And once you give yourself the whole experience, like you've used all of your senses, you smelled it, you touched it, you tasted it. And again, I'll repeat it one more time. You gave yourself permission to enjoy it. You'll find that you're needing less of it because you've satisfied the mental need that was there. And it actually worked to fill your cup.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we need. You need to fill your cup, and you cannot fill your cup when you're constantly telling yourself that you're messing up.
And you can't give to others when your cup is empty as well.
Absolutely. And
yes,
cups are constantly being depleted. So it's an active effort to actually fill the cup, and it should be part of everything we do every day. Like we have to fill our cup somehow every day.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love the cup analogy because a lot of people have read the love languages book. They've learned like relationship books or relationship tips, and it's about fulfilling your own needs first so you can give more to others. And that's fulfilling yourself so you can take care of your relationships with your partner, you can take care of your kids, you can be an active member of your community. But if you're constantly running on empty, your cup's empty, then what do you have to give? What version of you are you presenting yourself? So whenever we're talking about, these tips and these things, what would one actionable tip be for a mom watching to do today to start applying the stuff that we've been talking about all morning?
Yes. Okay. 1 second. Guys, come on. Mommy's almost done. I think first thing is to actually be aware of these thoughts inside our heads and what goes on when you're tired, and how do you speak to yourself? Because once you realize how in most cases we're unkind to ourselves, then you can improve. But you need to catch these thoughts, and when you catch these thoughts and you say them out loud to yourself, you're like, how could I be saying this to myself? How could I be thinking like this? BS. Okay. So
Yes.
you just want to really, acknowledge these thoughts and realize that they're not true. And once this happens, then it clears up the place and space for more positive thoughts and more positive action.
That's beautiful. And I think that is a really awesome first step, because you can't solve the problem until you recognize what the problem is. So I think that's a perfect thing to end on. And so, Yasmine, I want to thank you so much for joining me all the way from the other side of the world. For anyone who's watching, Yasmine is launching her Fitness Kickstart 2.0. It's an 8-week program that helps moms improve their relationship with food and exercise by making it a part of their self-care. So if you're watching us and you're hearing this tip of figuring out what the words are, what the conversation is going on in your head and where to go from it, maybe this 8-week program is a great starting point for you. So I'll also mention that I'm also launching, we're online fitness coaches, we're teammates here. I'm launching my 12-week Strong as a Mother coaching program. And one thing I love about working with and connecting with coaches like Yasmine is that we don't compete with each other. We both believe that there's plenty of people that need help, and that the main goal is to help other people, to help other moms. So if you're watching this and Yasmine sounds like the coach that could be for you, then please, by all means, I want you to reach out to her. We're going to put her information in the comments below. If you like hanging out with me and listening to me talk, then please reach out and comment or DM me to see if my 12-week program or her 8-week program could be the solution you're looking for. So let's keep this conversation going in the comments. I'd love to hear your takeaways and your thoughts, your experiences with emotional eating, and we can answer any questions you might have. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the show. And if you're not already in here, please get here. Click that link to join Strong as a Mother online community. Mamas, to live a happy life on the journey through motherhood, it takes a village. Come and join ours. I cannot wait to meet you. So thank you again, Yasmine. Until next week, stay strong, stay caffeinated, and I will see you all in the group. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.